Hey guys, Ponce here, not on the PBE, but there is a Zoe preview up nonetheless. Now just to be clear, again, she's not on the PBE. I expect her to be up tomorrow. Probably not today, yeah, most likely tomorrow, Tuesday. That's when the champions usually come out, so stay tuned for that on my channel, you know, gameplay, all the usual crap that I do. I'll have that ready for you guys, but there is a preview here for those of you interested and want to check it out for yourselves. I will put that in the description below this page down there. Click on that. But I'm just here to show you guys some of the abilities, let you know what's going on, have a brief discussion, and you can be on your merry way. So, starting, let's talk about her passive. Super basic. Called More Sparkles. After casting a spell, Zoe's next basic attack deals bonus magic damage. Right on Creative Overdrive there. Next we have her her Q ability, Paddle Star. Zoe fires a star that deals magic damage in a small area and applies her passive. She can recast Q mid-flight to redirect the star to a new position near her. The star's damage increases based on the distance it has traveled in a straight line. So let's take a look at what the hell that does there. As you can see, here's going to be the short range one right there. And there we go. There's the long range version. This really seems to be like her only big source of damage. It seems to be centered around her in terms of where it can be recast. So in a sense, it kind of actually resembles old Nidalee, where you could like run backwards and deal more damage with it. So I kind of like that aspect of the game is back. It was always kind of unfortunate. It was just sort of unfortunate when they took that away from Nidalee. But anyway, next we have her W, Spell Thief. Not Edge, just Spell Thief. Enemy summoner spells an active item, casts, drops spell shards on the ground for an extended period of time. Some minions also drop a spell shard when killed by Zoe. Collecting a spell shard grants one cast of that spell or active item. When casting any summoner spell, Zoe briefly gains bonus movement speed and tosses missiles at the nearest enemy, prioritizing her nearest enemy. Each missile can trigger her passive. So let's just take a look at it here. So see, she's going to drop a flash, which means Zoe can use flash for free, and those little orb things trigger and start shooting people. Alright. Seems complicated, but, you know, pretty self-explanatory. Okay, next we have Sleepy Trouble Bubble, her CC. Zoe throws a ball that detonates on the first target hit, dealing magic damage and making the struck enemy drowsy. After a couple seconds, drowsy enemies will briefly fall asleep and take extra damage from the next attack or spell. Whenever an enemy falls asleep, this ability's cooldown is reduced. If the bubble hits nothing, it lingers on the ground as a trap. If cast over a wall, it gains casting range. Here you go. Let's show you guys what's going on. It's on the ground, she walks into it, thing expires, CC. Lastly, let's move on to her ult here. Briefly teleport to a targeted position, then teleport back. During the teleport, you can use abilities and attack normally, and see over walls. However, you won't be able to move, which they don't show examples of, they just show you the ult, so basically when you pop up there, I presume you can cast a bunch of shit and just do stuff. Now here's a team fight kind of thing they show here, so let's just show that off really quickly using her combos and stuff. I'll be quiet for the first part of this and we'll go over it again. So yeah, it looks like the Q deals legitimate damage, but it's kind of like her only source of damage. So let's quickly look over what's going on here. So her big combo, so she gets drowsy and then can't warp out. And her big combo, or rather her big damage thing, is you land the CC from the E, and then you just land a max range Q. Like, that's going to do a lot of damage, and that's kind of it. And she'll slowly deal damage over time with her passive and stuff, but... So that's what happens there. Here's another instance of something going on. Lands kind of, lands the CC before anything happens. Is looking to do big damage with the Q. Ends up hitting the Lee Sin instead. She's going to use her ult here, so watch this. She jumps in, casts a bunch of crap at short range, and then backs out again. And here comes Rek'Sai. So she lands kind of a small combo there for small damage. CC, here's the big combo again. Like, this really seems like her, again, her only big source of damage is this. And then just with comes over the passive. So it's kind of unfortunate that they never really showed an interesting use of the ult. It looks like she just kind of jumped in and spammed her shit, and you couldn't really tell what was going on. Interesting character here. It seems like, as far as League of Legends goes, this character actually will require some mechanical skill. It reminds me sort of Zed. There's very few characters that would actually, you kind of need to know what you're doing and be relatively sharp and like have on the ball. But unlike Zed, it doesn't seem like she's got huge team murdering damage, so we'll see how it turns out. I'm actually kind of afraid of seeing her in solo queue on the allied team, because it's kind of like one of those things that you play it well, and then she probably does some very nice things to the team, but doesn't kill everyone like Zed. But if you get, for example, it's like having a crappy Zed on your team if she doesn't do well, you know, which might be pretty frequent with this character early on. I see a lot of people sucking with her pretty bad, but we'll find out on the PBE. It's going to be a bit of a challenge for me too, because it's just like not the type of character I usually like playing. But we'll see how it all plays out. Again, I will have the gameplay footage up on the PBE, all the weird stuff you can do with the character, niche cases, you know, strange novelty videos and whatnot, as soon as I'm able to do so. So please stay tuned to the channel. Thank you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys around. Goodbye.